Are we there? Are we here? Venereal disease.
Venereal diseases. That's how we're opening up this show. Where did you hear that? Are you just
Venereal?
trolling? Are you just trolling me right now? Did you
Do
just
you
make
really
this
have-
up? I have zero. Dude, I've never heard of it. Let's go.
Venereal?
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Venereal disease?
Yeah.
All right, let me
never heard
Google
of it. What is this?
Give it a goog.
I mean, I'm sure.
VGK.
Maybe I've heard a different term of it, but never heard of venereal disease. Dude, where did you hear that?
Venereal.
Fucking Vegas is weird.
Venereal disease.
I got a guy bringing up venereal disease.
Also called STD, an infection transmitted through sexual contact caused by bacteria, viruses, or parasites.
Yeah, see, I knew you were trolling. You're an asshole.
Why?
Yeah, you're trolling.
It rolls off the tongue, and I was just saying it.
It does. I think you're using it towards me, though. You're attacking me with it. Okay.
Do you have crabs?
All right, that's not
what do you got?
Do
you have the clap? Gonorrhea.
No, I don't have the clap. The guy from that movie does, though. He even wrote a song about it. The clap. What movie was that? That was with Leon.
Get him to the Greek.
Get him to the Greek. Yes.
Jonah Hill and
incredible
the
movie.
British guy.
Yeah.
Brand. Was it Richard Brand? No.
Russell Brand. Yeah. He's the guy that actually got he got demonetized, or he got censored or something. He got taken off a couple of platforms. Basically doing shit like we do or whatever. I mean, I don't know what anyone else does nowadays.
No, that's not the reason.
That's not the reason.
It's not like
what's the reason?
Well, he was accused of rape, so that was the reason why. You're like stuff that we do. So I want to make that clear. We do not do rape. I mean grape.
No, but a lot of people do in this world. A lot of actually famous people. A lot of powerful people. Do you think we'll ever find out? They supposedly
we already know.
Like the official list, right? They're supposed to.
I think we already know.
Aren't they supposed to be like taking people down? Aren't they supposed to be like arresting people or some shit? Right? They do it to anyone else now? I don't know.
It's one big club, and you're not in it.
Big club, dude.
George Carlin.
Yeah, dude. You know what's funny? When I was listening to Rogan's podcast with Kid Rock. Kid Rock started talking about his like Bohemian Grove visitation or whatever it is. He was there one time, or I think he was there a couple of times. Can't remember. But he started going off about like they were just doing weird shit, and the whole owl worshiping and all that kind of stuff. But one thing that caught my attention was like he was talking about how he felt like he was being used for his like entertainment for the powerful people there. So like he didn't want to play or like perform there. When he was when he was chilling there, he just wanted to hang out and whatever. Hang out with all the other elites. And but he said there was a lot of actors there. So he's with all the actors and everything.
So he's been there.
He's been there. Yeah. So he felt pressured to like perform.
That's one of the podcasts.
But he said it was like this. I don't know. I can't explain it. I mean, I'm paraphrasing the shit out of all this, but I mean, if you really want to hear him, go watch the episode. But he was just explaining how, in a way, the power of some of the people there will manipulate you because you're like subordinate of them. Like you can feel that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that Big Brother shit.
Yeah.
That like Big Brother energy, like I'll do whatever I want to you.
Yeah. And then he like claimed to like believe in Jesus at some point in the show or whatever, and then he was
Kid Rock did?
Yeah, and then he was like trying to talk to Joe or something like that. Yeah, oh no, for sure. I mean, shit. I mean, I think a lot of people in the entertainment industry are starting to kind of see some of the propaganda and the agenda that like Hollywood just is putting out.
I think they've
more
seen
than
it.
I mean, it's just like so much more obvious now. Like I know, like in the 70s and 80s, and Hollywood was the same way, but now it's just like more of a consistent they're trying. It seems like it's
right.
Yeah, and if you want to like brainwash people or create like a new culture, you just hit it hit the, you know, keep the propaganda on replay and just keep it
Weren't
rolling.
you the one that sent me the Hollywood? The wizards back in the day would use this wood. The wood was called Hollywood, and they would use it to control people's minds.
Weird, right? Isn't that weird? And that
Very
like
weird.
Hollywood is
Very
the
weird.
capital of the entertainment industry, which American, you know, entertainment, I think dominates globally. I think people in other countries like listen to our stuff. I think people in other countries that don't even know our language listen to our shit or watch.
It's even weird for me, like watching like Australians like talk about Bruce Willis movies, and I'm like, listening to this guy talk about Bruce Willis movies, I'm like, you're Australian, bro. Like, go watch your Australian Bruce Willis, bro. Get out of here. That's my guy.
That's my Bruce. Dude, Bruce Willis
USA.
is he's not the same, and he's not the same guy anymore. He's actually.
Oh no, I heard about that.
I think did he pass away? Hold
on.
No.
No, he has a disease. He has a disease, and he gave away.
But I think
Did you hear about this? He gave away all his rights, all his like voiceover, all his rights from his movies, like all the audio and stuff. He just like gave his rights to somebody. I can't remember who, but he's allowing, like, I think he's just allowing open source, like anybody can use his for future movies or whatever. Really? I think he has a really bad disease, like a really, really bad crippling disease.
Oh, it's bad. I think he's also got dementia and Alzheimer's or something like that.
Holy shit. Not enough of that baby blood. The baby blood got cut off.
The baby blood needed to be injected once a month.
See, this is where Charlie Sheen got away with it. He started using tiger's blood instead of baby blood.
Tiger's
figured
blood,
that it worked.
Incredible.
Just as good. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Incredible.
That's incredible. Jeez, man.
Can you imagine the adrenochrome you get from a tiger?
Dude, I mean, oh, you know what I found very interesting talking about this blood shit, right? Is that, you know how there's like the conspiracy that the vaccine has components of snake venom, right? Have you heard
this? Heard that. I've heard that. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I guess it can be speculated upon. But interesting enough, right? So the serpent, right? Keep that in mind.
Biblical?
Kind of, yeah. No, it is, right? Because anti-venom is developed from lamb's blood. So
really,
Christ is represented as the lamb in the Bible, and the serpent is represented as the devil, and that the lamb will crush the serpent's head. It's crazy. Interesting.
That's really that's true.
Well, Google it real quick. Type in like lamb's blood,
Jamie,
snake, what do they call anti-venom?
Lamb's blood, snake, lambs. Our lambs.
I'm going so mind blowing.
Our lambs sacrificed. No, I'm just kidding. Our lambs used.
No, lamb's blood.
For
lamb's blood, anti-venom.
Blood used.
Let's check this. I mean, I googled it the other day.
Someone had written about one of their sheep that was bitten by a deadly venomous rattlesnake. The sheep swelled up in the face, and I'm sure it hurt. However, the snake did not know that the blood of the lamb is used as an anti-venom to rattlesnake bites. Interesting. The snake did not know that the blood of the lamb.
Oh, no shit. So what's another interesting thing too is that they inject lambs and sheeps with venom so that the lamb's blood creates the anti-venom, and then they extract, they just extract those labs and then they create whatever.
There's guys that do that to themselves.
It's just they end up taking certain components, making probably like a medication out of it or something.
Yeah, right. An anti-venom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's guys that have.
It's crazy. That's some crazy shit.
They let them bite. They let them just bite themselves. They're just like, here, just bite me. They just, or you know what? That's the one guy that injects himself with the rattlesnake venom all the time. What was that guy's name?
I don't know. Some
like,
is he okay?
Some like
is he alive still?
Some character like, what's his name?
He's probably the healthiest guy in the world right now. We just don't know it. He's just keeping it to himself.
I think he died. I'm pretty sure he died.
Dead. All right.
I think he got bit by like a king cobra or something. And he's dead.
Oh my gosh. I mean, having that kind of career, messing around with snakes. I've seen videos of like them, holding them over cylinders to where like the rattlesnake will bite the cylinder, inject the venom into it, they extract it that way. And this rattlesnake came back and just whipped back and got the dude on the same hand he was holding him with.
I saw that video.
And he put the snake. He like was calm. He put the snake away and he turned and he's like, they're like in a shoot situation.
He was with another woman, right? He was with a lady, right? Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, he wasn't by himself. But I mean, I don't know the time scale on that. I'm not like an expert, but I think that guy's probably got less than 30 minutes.
Wow.
In order to get some sort of help. He needs progression against what his body's fighting. Because he's going to start to go through an immune response, and he's going to get messed up. He could probably have an anaphylactic shock along with like blood clots. I mean,
blood clots, right?
Blood clots.
That's because it coagulates your blood, right?
It does. Yeah. I think they've tested that by having blood sample, and then they put the venom, mixed it with the blood, and it looked like Jello. At the end of those, crazy, dude. Imagine that. That can't flow through your veins, dude. I mean, that's like, you're down. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I mean, unless you're used to the Jello blood. There's some people with Jello blood just walking around right now, just all Jello blooded out.
Jeez, dude.
Can you imagine?
Oh my god.
There's lots of Jello. There's lots of they look like Jello too, the ones that have that.
Yeah. It's weird, man.
Look like pudding or something.
Yeah. So what did you what did you think of the Cat Williams episode? How many times? First of all, how many times have you watched it?
I watched it. I watched it once. Yeah.
Same.
I listened to it pretty intently.
It took me like 3 days to finish it.
Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, they just shot the shit. And Cat Williams just literally acts like he's just like has something really, really like interesting to say. And then he starts talking about the same shit that Joe Rogan always talks about. I know. You're in the right place if you want to talk about that kind of shit. But
yeah.
He did get him. What did he say to him? And Joe was like, I don't even know where to jump in with this. Cat Williams said a couple things that were like,
it kind of was like, pause. How do I jump back in this conversation? Keep this rolling in the steam rolling direction that it's kind of going. It was cool. I enjoyed it. I liked the episode.
Yeah. It was good.
It's like we all just want to freaking know, dude. We want to know what like life was like way beyond the whole prehistoric range. If we're looking at, the whole every era and all that kind of stuff, like we look way back. I mean, who knows, dude? I mean, there's all these common stories that are shared with all cultures, religions, and all this kind of stuff. I just wish I was there. I just want to play it like a TV and see and watch it. I just want to see everything go down. What was it really like? Was it nuts?
Yeah.
Was the technology nuts? I mean, it doesn't have to be too drastic, but it could have been just different style, maybe. I don't know. I mean, the pyramids are a tough thing to kind of build, and I don't know how many. What is it? Millions of blocks, tons of sandstone.
They're massive. I mean, it's just. And they're stacked so precisely too. Yeah. I think they were built with machines.
Now, if you had a crane,
they were built like they said.
If you had a crane, possible, right? You think, or no?
I don't know. I don't know enough about that construction stuff to
I've seen videos on social media of like a supersized, front loader bulldozer or whatever, and it's trying to pick up one of those like rocks, and it's like it's tilting in the opposite direction it needs to go. It's like,
well, I do know that for one, those front loaders aren't designed to pick up big ass rocks like that. So that's just
right.
trying to be
That wouldn't be
dramatic.
the thing. Yeah, it's obviously like a clickbait like video, like oh,
Right.
this is completely impossible.
Yeah.
While I'm over here like, just use a fucking crane, dude. Lift that thing
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Just,
yeah.
I mean, they lift
You're
up
better off
shipping
with
containers, and I mean,
yeah.
they have something, But
You're better off with a
interesting talk.
pulley system.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think I think they built I'm starting to think the pyramids are just way older than 6,000, 7,000 years, way older than that, like maybe even tens of thousands of years old. And they've just been maintained by multiple hundreds, thousands of years of generations of Egyptians or whomever that took over the region. I think they were just kept up and maintained. I think they're so much older, and I think they were built pre-flood.
There's
So
nothing bigger than the ones in Egypt, right? There's no other pyramids bigger.
I think there is.
Is there?
I think there is, but I think there is in China and in
Antarctica.
Maybe Antarctica too. Yeah.
Dude,
well, there's like proof of it in China, and there's proof of it in Beirut.
What?
Is it Beirut?
What?
Or Bolivia? I think it's Bolivia. I think it might be Bolivia. So there's proof of this. There's so many not even overhead, just overhead pictures, but it's just covered by. I think the one in the one in China was covered by the government, or multiple pyramids were completely covered by the government. That's proven. That's a fact. So I think one of those is bigger than China. That are big. It's the size of
China.
It's the biggest.
Damn, that's the one. It's bigger than that. It's the biggest place in the world. Oh my god.
No, but I think the ones in China and the ones in Bolivia are bigger than the one in Egypt.
Yeah. Damn.
Giza.
I would like to go out there, dude. You ever see those guys? What are they, paragliding or?
Yeah.
We're paragliding, right? They're just flying by those.
They got like a fucking.
They've got the 4K
lawnmower,
GoPro
1987, 1987 lawnmower. They got fucking flying them with the.
Oh, dude, that's insane.
Some Egyptian guys at a rooftop, fucking couple miles back, just selling tours.
Oh, dude, man.
Yeah, I've seen those though. It looks so sketchy. Guys have landed on top of or getting close to it. You've seen those videos.
Yeah. Has anyone ever climbed to the top? I don't even know.
Oh, I'm sure. Come on now.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I wonder how tall the stones are.
Yeah, that's the thing.
How tall are they? Because the taller you get, man, I mean, it gets sketchy, bro. You got to think of wind. You got to think of wind factor. That the environment around you is gonna influence however you're climbing. It's gonna be that's an insane hard climb. That's a hard climb. I don't think it's possible, but I think it's hard. You might need the right tools. And equipment. You might need to have like rock climbing shit. You know what I'm saying? To like lock in certain areas.
2.5 meter base dimensions. Okay, that's Khufu. That's Khufu. I don't want Khufu, bro.
No, you want the
Great Pyramid of Giza.
Yes.
And I typed that in, and come on, man. Come on.
How's Christian doing? She's good.
She's doing good. Well? Yeah, she's cooking better. Dinner right now. Actually, yeah,
nice. She's right where she needs to be.
She's recovered.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
She's right where she needs to be.
I'm just kidding.
When was?
Are you
okay, I can't find it.
You can't find it? Pretty easy thing to find. Can't find it. Damn. I'm just kidding.
I mean, it gives you the Khufus. Khufu is 1 to 1.5 meters high, which would be like 4.5, 5 feet.
Do you think the pyramids are as tall as Turtlehead?
No.
I think Turtlehead's taller.
I mean,
Turtlehead? You think Turtlehead's taller? I don't know. I think it'd be close. Be close.
Okay, you're probably right because the Pyramid of Giza is standing at 146 meters, 481 feet. Yeah, I think. Hold on, let's see.
What?
So 481 feet versus uh, Turtle.
400.
Not
So wait, so
Ellen.
the pyramid, the biggest pyramid there is only 481 feet tall?
I guess so.
Wow. Okay.
Turtle Head Peak.
It's a
It
lot
gives you
smaller
the
than I thought.
elevation, doesn't?
It's
Yeah.
it's a lot smaller than I thought, but it's still pretty, tough climb, I think. For sure.
Yeah, gee, 481 feet. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to be there to really gauge that because it's not just the height, it's the mass of it, how big it is.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, the Turtlehead Peak isn't giving me.
Hey, how
It's
much
giving me the
is it?
elevation. 6,300 feet.
How much is it for like tickets at fights in Vegas? How much was
Oh,
it
I
for
mean,
like a UFC ticket? Like where you sat?
was like
Like a
300
month
bucks a
ago.
ticket.
It's not too bad. Was it fun?
Two,
It
two
was
something.
dope.
It was a blast because then we got tickets to like close up to the cage. We never went to them, but we went to the bar, the Bud Light Lounge, which is right over the. You can
Yeah.
see everything perfect. It's amazing.
Nice.
But
Nice.
yeah, no, those tickets that we got were $2,000 a piece or $1,400 a piece. The
Oh
ones that
my
we got that were
gosh.
closer, yeah. But we
Oh,
got them for
Klausch. Damn.
frizzle. Yeah, dude.
That's cool. That's dope, man.
It
That's
was
dope.
fun. It was cool. I still like. I'm so blind. I'd rather just get drunk and watch it from my couch.
Were you telling me earlier that Mike Tyson is fighting Jake Paul?
Oh yeah, let's get into that.
Okay, hold
Yes,
on a second.
July
So
20th.
Mike
July 20th. Yep, and it's going to be on Netflix, supposedly, allegedly. I think it's already
Okay.
out. It's going to be on Netflix, and anybody that has a Netflix can watch.
Really? So it's just like a live whatever, live
I
tuned in
guess it's
stream
not
or
a pay. Jake Paul says it's not a pay-per-view. Over like 260 million people are going to
oh
be
my
eligible to watch the fight or something like that.
gosh. So Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. Mike Tyson can still bang, dude. He's
Hope it's
old.
not an exhibition. I really hope that Jake Paul tries to
It's
go out there and knock him out and like connects a few times and pisses Mike off.
Oh, and then he just goes in with the
And then Jake Paul gets tired
Oh,
in the
dude.
sixth, seventh round, and Mike just comes out and fucking
You know what this
just
reminds me of, dude? This
knocks him
reminds
out,
me of
man.
like the Rocky movie, but it was like Rocky 5 or something where like he's like all washed up, he's in Philly, and he's just
Yep, love that.
running a restaurant. His kid
Yep,
hates him, bro, and he's just like,
yep.
"Fuck, man, my life sucks. Adrian, she's gone. Adrian." But he has that stuff in the basement that he's like talks about, and he's like, and I was like, that shit just got me so wild up, bro.
Oh,
Like,
that's a good movie.
oh, it's a great movie. And then he
Yeah,
takes that
yeah.
fight, dude, and he just goes nuts.
Dude, I
Badass
remember
movie.
what hyped him up too was he was watching. He's sitting in his restaurant, and they're doing this AI. They're like calculating what it would be like
Yes.
the primetime Rocky versus the other guy, and I think they said Rocky would win.
It was
And then he's like, no, fuck that, he would never.
CGI.
And then he came back. It was CGI or whatever.
CGI, yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Badass. Who did he fight in that movie? What fighter was it? I can't remember.
Anthony. I know who you're talking. Yeah, I know who it
Yeah.
is.
I don't think the Creed movies hold a chance against the Rocky movies.
Hold a
Creed
candle
movies
to
are
it. Yeah.
good, I mean, they're good. Rocky, I think, is just can't beat Rocky, dude. It was just crazy story.
Nah.
Crazy story.
Yeah,
The
no,
Creed story
Rockies
is cool
are.
too, though. But yeah.
I'm all Rockied out. I've probably seen Rocky. I don't know, a couple million fucking times. I think I'm.
So who do you
know what? There's gonna be a day though. There's gonna be a day in the next year or two that I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna watch all those fucking Rockies. So
Yeah.
it'll happen again.
Hey,
It always does.
so who do you think's gonna win this fight?
Who? Jake Paul or Mike Tyson?
Yeah, Jake Paul.
First of all, I don't think it's gonna be a real fucking fight. I think they're gonna do some
it's all
stupid
for
like exhibition.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if they really were banging, I'd probably say Jake Paul would win that.
Yeah. Well, what is Jake's record? Does he have any losses?
I mean, shit. No, I don't think so.
Wow, this shit's fake, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if we were to find out there was multiple fights that were rigged.
Have you seen?
Jake Paul? I mean, come on.
Talking about boxers. You seen this Ryan Garcia stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
crazy.
up with this Joker, bro? I don't know. What
I think he just got his phone.
Huh? Or no?
I think he just got his phone and everything taken away too.
I think he's doing with all these young influencers or streamers or whatever these people are doing, and they're gassing up all this like clout, and they're actually doing this like stupid shit, but it somehow creates attention, dude, and it just the algorithm just runs this stupid shit. Yeah. It's weird. Like,
I mean,
you'll see people. It's drama. It's TV show stuff. You'll see streamers getting into drama and streaming it, and it's like they're just doing that just for views. Like, they're just gonna grab more people's attention and whatever. And I'm just like, what is going on? Everything's all set up. I don't know what the fuck's real.
Yeah. I mean, if he's telling the truth about what he's saying, then that's, one, if he's telling the truth, it's horrifying, and everybody's been talking about this for a while, the pedophilia stuff. And for people that don't know, if anybody is watching, Ryan Garcia is a boxer, and he went on Twitter live with Andrew Tate and sounded like he was intoxicated. And he said, "I don't give a fuck no more. They took me to the woods. They held me down and made me watch little children get diddled."
Yes.
And so if he's telling the truth about that, and then he told, apparently I didn't hear him say it, but apparently he also said that he was diddled when he was 2 years old, and they did this, the same people or the same type of people did the same thing to him. And so, and he has a fight coming up with Devin Haney. So
was it next month?
Maybe I don't know.
2 months, May or April. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know. But is like you said, is this play is this clout? Is this fake, or is this
get more people in their mind thinking Ryan Garcia? Then when the fight starts to get sponsored and pushed out 2-3 weeks from the fight night, people are the subconscious is going to be. I was watching a movie the other day, and it was with Will Smith, dude. Will Smith, bro, in this movie, it's with that other Margaret whatever, the girl that plays Barbie. Anyways, they're both in this movie. Will Smith is a con man.
I know what you're talking about.
And and he does all these, and dude, the way he got that one dude at the football game
that's pretty dope
to make these $1 million bets was insane. But that's like the subconscious stuff, right? That like
it was cool.
You don't think nothing of, but it may affect you. Whatever. You're watching a football game on Sunday, you see a Papa John's commercial, and you think nothing of it. You don't have Papa John's that day or the next day, but in a few days you end up ordering Papa John's. It's just like, for whatever reason, but you're just like, man, I'm craving it, and you're like, I wonder why. Well, your fucking brain, dude. Brains.
Speaking about marketing and fast food chains, there's been talks in the works and talks throughout the podcast community that not only the podcast community, but like the technology community, that McDonald's and other fast food chains, maybe like Starbucks or McDonald's, have been planning on putting like cryptic, like subliminal marketing, like mind control type stuff.
Well, they want to be able to create the conscious mind when it's in its subconscious state to be able to run commercials and advertisements.
Right. Yep.
That's what's
Exactly.
going on here. They want to, and I think that's witchcraft, bro. And I think that shit is normalizing more occult practices 100%, bro. I'm not even messing around anymore. I'm not even afraid to say it anymore. Shit's getting weird. And the amount of people that'll be supporting this is insane. You know, I mean,
Yep.
it's like anything else nowadays. You can't believe how many people like support this or support that. You're like, what the fuck's going on in this world? It's changing. It's changing. It's changing. It's changing right before our eyes.
It's changing right before our eyes.
Oh, yeah, man. Dude, now, dreams, I think, are something of the natural world, but can also interact with things maybe in a different, I don't want to say different dimension, but I think that dreams can be super spiritual, influential, all that kind of stuff. So if they could attack you in your dreams, if they can like make you just dream this or whatever, I mean, damn, what the fuck are they thinking? What is like over here? If this is like a thought, what are the others? What's going on? Why are you doing this? Why do you want to do this, number one? And then when you do this, what is the evolution of this? Because it's just on the technology conveyor belt, bro. Like it's just going to evolve over time. And I was talking to my wife about this, and I was like, I feel like AI is going to be um the beast biblically, but I think in the natural world that means that it's AI is going to have the power to govern all of us on the whole spectrum, right? And it can't do that unless it's given power to do that. So I think one day in the future, the whole world's gonna allow that. There's probably gonna be some big ass deal going on where like we have the best dictator of all time, and it's called Ultron. Right. Or Genesis, from Terminator, right? Like you've got all these
Skynet.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is Genesis. Yeah, they called it Genesis.
But all the people were so excited for it to go online. They couldn't wait for it. You're gonna see the same thing in the crowd today. You're gonna see the same thing. You're gonna see people in the streets. You're gonna see people fighting in the streets because a lot of people. There's gonna just be different views, like we see now with left and right. But it's just gonna be like, civil war status where, arms are probably gonna be taken. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, what's stopping them from releasing general AI or this high level, this quantum AI or whatever you want to? What's stopping anybody from creating this stuff and just releasing it? And then it's just gonna replicate and multiply after that. And it might have already been done. I don't know.
Well, what I kind of just sense, I don't know for sure, but I sense that the infrastructure for a new system, which may be like the level 1 of it when it first goes down, but the thing is that it's a completely new system. But I think the infrastructure is being set. There's thousands of satellites in the sky. We're getting, on par for digital ID status, and we just need a couple of little things to kind of go wrong, push a little things further through, and then once certain things get pushed through, I think it makes it easier for things to fall in line, with the plan. And it's like, fuck, we can't do shit. We can only really protect our home, our families, and all that kind of stuff. But I think that one of the biggest things that's going to send us into this whole kind of like great reset, like that book that's right behind you, is the cyber attack. Like the cyber attack, dude, is going to wipe out everything. It's going to be like the movie, like when we were talking about Bruce Willis, right? And he's a diehard, badass. It's crippled now. But anyways, yeah, it's terrible. One of his movies.
Why are we laughing?
I don't know. It's because it's funny. Listen, I'm joking. But in one of his movies, there's the bad guy in the movie. He's in a mobile unit and he's going across the United States and he's just wiping out just regions of infrastructure around the whole United States. And it's collapsing the entire nation. Like the whole nation's like going up in flames, dude, right? And the military's going haywire. They don't know how to stop it. They just know how to shoot shit and blow up stuff and, kill someone else. Okay.
Yeah.
This was different warfare. This is like completely different. This is all electronic. And I mean, dude, I don't know. And there's those movies that have been coming out recently. Like, what's that one movie that was released with Julia Roberts, right?
Oh yeah, what the hell is that? That
cyber
Obama
attacks.
made.
Cyber attacks, man.
Cyber attacks, Civil War, but mostly like just shutting the grid down.
It's not impossible.
They had power in that movie though, which was weird.
They did.
He probably had a generator or something.
Wicked crazy. I don't really know what's going to even take place like before this election. I think the election's going to be one of the craziest we've ever seen, right? I think this is going to be the craziest one we've ever seen. It's going to be wild.
It's a safe bet.
Oh, no. They might drop Biden. They might drop Biden. But who are they going to put in their spot? Newsom? I don't know.
Why the hell would they ever run Biden again? I mean, he's running. I mean, he's campaigning, I guess.
He is. He's campaigning. He's eating ice cream. He's falling off the bicycles.
Letting kids rub his hairy legs.
He likes that.
He likes that.
Oh, yeah. Man. Golly.
It's one of the things he notated at the beginning of his presidency.
What do you think think's going on with all this Russia nuclear war? We've got Russia nuclear war. We've got Israel and Saudi. We got it's a lot. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on.
Saudis just did a deal with Skunk Works, Lockheed Martin.
Nice.
Massive weapons deal. So
what the hell did they? Why? What are they? Wait,
I think really
it's an American company, right? Lockheed Martin.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. My personal opinion is that someone, the deep state that's running this country, it's kind of obvious what they just did was, and this is my personal opinion. And I feel like I'm smart, but BRICS. So Brazil, Russia, India, China, Kazakhstan. No, I'm just kidding.
Kazakhstan. I am Borat.
No, it's BRICS, and the S is for Saudi Arabia. So Brazil, Russia, India, China, Saudi Arabia. Well, they're basically bribing them to back out of BRICS because BRICS is designed to collapse the petrodollar, right? So I think what they're doing with Lockheed Martin is it's a bribe. It's like, hey, do this, do this. I'll do this for you. I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine, kind of deal. So that's my take on that. But other than that, all the nuclear stuff is just hoopla. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of that stuff. I know there's a war going on. It's more like a proxy war, right, or a small war between Russia and Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I feel like that's faded off into the distance. They tried to do something with that, and I don't know. They're still sending them money, obviously. So,
yeah, we are. Yeah,
I just feel like the media is concentrated on the election now. Now the election's coming up. Now this is the
and
I don't watch the media, so
it's like
I only hear what people say. So.
We're like in a damn TV show, dude.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I watch news and it's just like, but I'll see people from like, a few generations behind me, like let's just say my parents' age or whatever, and they're watching the news. It impacts them a lot different than like it impacts me. It's
Oh,
weird.
they
It's
think
like
it's the
that.
world.
Yeah,
Well, they
they
just think
think
they believe it's everything. It's like
yeah, they
their
think they're telling the
opinions
truth.
are, yeah, they think they're telling the truth is the best way to say it. I told my mom this. I said to my mom during the whole COVID deal, you know, a lot of the stuff that's spouted out about COVID on TV is a lie. Whether it's coming from Fox or CNN, a lot of it's a lie. And I was trying to explain that to her, and she just really believes that they would never lie to her. That's their generation. They
Or
just believe they
they
have the
go, why
guts to
would
tell
they
me
do
the truth.
that? Why would they
Yeah,
lie?
what's the point of doing that though?
What's the point of
Well,
doing that?
the
Well, you
point of
haven't
doing that
thought of it,
though is
number one.
they have an agenda. They have an agenda,
Yeah,
and
but when
guess
people
what?
ask they ask that
Where they get
question,
all
I'm
their
like,
money from?
yeah, no, exactly.
They get it
But
from big pharma.
if
So of course they're going to push all this data and all this. It's false data, you know.
yeah.
So
Oh, well, that's kind of like, remember I sent you that text message. It was a picture of like the Satanic Temple, but it was under the tab on there. I have to find it here. But I guess when it comes to like the Satanic Temple, there's a almost like, I don't know if it's 10 rules, or I don't know. I'll find it out here exactly. I'm just looking it up, but um damn, where's this picture at? Okay, I got it here. Here we go. So these are it's almost like the like 10 rights, Bill of Rights, but it has nothing to do with rights. It's more of like you follow these laws, right?
mm,
And it says beliefs should conform. This is number 5. Beliefs should conform to one's best scientific understanding of the world. One should take care never to distort scientific facts to fit one's beliefs. Um, but
I
I also,
mean,
huh?
what book is this?
No, this is just on the satanictemple.com.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I mean that's not really a huge like that
no, no,
saying
it's
right
not.
there
But
is
I
not.
did read something somewhere else.
I mean that's them
It
trying to
was
be
almost like,
rational and like
I
logical,
think they actually
you
did
know.
change this because
I'm sure.
I flashed back on this, and that's why I sent this to you. But it did come out different this time. I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe they, even possible, they could have
Interesting.
reworded it or changed it over time. But it used to say something to where you not distort, but you take the facts that you know, and you 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 take your narrative, your agenda, and then you manipulate those facts to fit your
Mm.
agenda or narrative.
Hmm.
And that's like a belief
They were
that
saying
they have,
they were saying like it's okay to do that. Is that what you're saying?
that you should do that,
That
basically.
you should do that.
Yeah, and
So
if
you
you
should
think
just
about it, if you
try
think
to lie
about
to
it,
yourself.
yeah.
It's so
But
stupid.
it's
That
forming
sounds
it's under the agenda narrative is more important, basically.
yeah.
But you can
You
twist
know
and
that
manipulate science and information to fit. We've seen that, right? Like
that's what they
especially
did.
like 2020. Yeah, like I mean that was obvious
That's
back
what
then.
that's what all of the data and all of the all the data that you have that you can just Google on just about any medication is all propaganda from big pharma. It
Hmm.
all of it is, and some of it doesn't need to be, because you know if you have diabetes, you're going to need insulin, not stuff like that. I'm talking about like antipsychotics and statins and just
Hmm.
you know anything you could any of that stuff that's really just horrible for you that they tell you is not. Regardless, uh yeah, big pharma runs it all. They run the show.
Yeah, and we
They
can
run the
see in
show.
the medical system like that if they believe in a certain way, that's you know that's objecting your belief system, that you think it should be kind of done this way, they look at you like it's
Yeah.
you're pseudo, and that you're like
Yeah.
you're completely wrong. But it's
Right.
not, there's no open-mindedness at all. Like, you'll talk to a doctor and they're just like, no. And it's like, I'm not you're kind of like trying to reason, not reason, but just like, hey, I think this is logical. Why are you not getting this? Why are we
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
understanding each other? Like,
The fact that your
right?
doctor doesn't know about autophagy
Yeah, that was
is
crazy.
alarming.
That was
It's a bit alarming.
crazy. I mean,
And I think the reason why it's just going back to that again, controlled education, the propaganda that is pushed to these people, because what are doctors? They are just prescribers. They prescribe you medication. That's what they
yeah.
do.
And
They're
I think,
medical, they're medicine professionals.
they're fed journals and information and
Yeah.
studies through a certain outlet. Like, and I saw it for myself. Like, everything that I was given was was given to the doctor by these other institutes, or these, Johns Hopkins, or this, that, or whatever,
Right.
There's these, it's a chain of command structure, dude. It is.
Oh,
And Big
yeah.
Pharma
Right.
runs that industry. And I mean, you could even talk to a doctor and be like, Big Pharma is your employee, like
They
employer,
know that.
like like, dude.
It's like the big elephant in the room, with the pediatricians, and anytime you go in
Yeah.
there, I had a pediatrician doctor, maybe I shouldn't say his name. He's a dickhead. That guy was he was an asshole, and he was just very brutally honest. I mean, sometimes maybe honest isn't the right word, but he was very rude, and yeah, brutally honest isn't the right term, but he was aggressive, I guess you can say.
Like
But it's
pressuring,
like,
like
yeah,
pressure.
vaccines. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Just
very,
a
like you felt
very overly
pressure.
aggressive.
Yeah, yeah.
Overly
Well, there's a
aggressive.
lot of fear
So,
too that comes with that. Like, they instill fear.
yeah, oh, he tried. He
Oh
he
yeah.
tried. He tried, and so does Google. You can't, it's just the same thing with Google. Like, people got to realize, like, it's just okay. So we were talking about Fox and CNN and how that generation um, they treat these legacy media companies like God. Like, that's the good word. Is they have it on all day long. Let's do it all day long. That's just, they have it on rerun. It doesn't matter which one you're talking about. Fox, MSNBC, ABC, all of them, all of them. They're all trash. But Google's the same thing. If you think about it, for maybe a little bit younger generation, or everybody really, because everybody just like thinks, if I can Google, yeah, I guess I could Google the Pyramid of Giza and maybe find out how tall it is. Maybe it's off by a little bit, but it's probably close, right? Okay, but when you're talking about uh, medical stuff, good luck, And I'm
Yeah.
sure a lot of people are realizing that now. Like, there's so much contradictory stuff, even with diet and nutrition too. Go ahead and try to look up, is
Yeah.
carnivore diet healthy, or is this
Right.
healthy?
All you have to
The
do is go
mainstream
on
is going to
YouTube,
say,
go to the
yeah,
short section, and just type in whatever you want to see people talking about. Seriously, like, you
yeah,
want to see
I
people
agree.
talking about and supporting carnivore diet? Boom, you'll get that algorithm.
Yeah,
You want to see the
and
other
then you
people
can dig
calling
their
those people
sources,
out? Boom,
right?
you're gonna see
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
And it's
Yep.
like that on the whole spectrum. It's like everything. If it's flat Earth or round Earth, if it's
Yeah,
fucking, Democrat, Republican, if it's
yeah.
like, and I feel like it never was like that. And I think this is just part of like the evolution of social media and what it's going to look like. And I really think it's not meant to be. I really think it's not supposed to be this way, because I don't think human beings are supposed to be able to have the outlet to interact like we all do. I'm not
It's
supposed
just
to
too
see what
fast.
150
Yeah,
people did today on Facebook.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
supposed to
Right.
see that. It
Yeah.
doesn't mix
Yep.
with my genetic code.
I agree with
I'm going to
that.
have
Yeah, I could agree with that.
stress. I'm going to have
Mm.
envy. I'm going to have all these
Mm.
things, right?
Mm-hmm.
When
Mm-hmm.
when if it was whatever 3,000 years ago, I would have just picked up my tent and my bag, and I would have just gone to another location and, been happy. You know what I'm saying? I would have just been
shit.
this is a good. I'm just gonna go to this
1997.
Next spot. Go to this
1997.
Next
You could have done that.
Oh,
1997.
Yeah.
Pull out your paper map, and you didn't have
For
nothing
sure.
back then.
Nothing. And I think the people back then. I mean, even it doesn't. We don't have to go back 3,000 years, but I think the people were just like me and you. I think people.
Yeah.
I
agree.
I think people that are born have never changed.
We're a little on the odd
humans,
end, because of culturally, we've been
my
through
thing
so many
is
weird
like
things.
if this evolution thing, right, is talked about, why haven't we seen humans changing since like 3,000 years ago? Yeah, that might be a macro issue, but what I'm saying is like we haven't really seen something change. So I can only assume that 3,000 years before that it was the same thing. That 3,000 years before that it was the same thing. So it's like it's like the settings are just different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the same thing if you were to take the 60s and now. It's just the settings are different,
Mm-hmm. Culture's a little tweaked, a little.
Yeah, tweaked, whatever. All that stuff's changed by war, famines.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Pestilences, all kinds of whatever.
Pestilences, pests, pesticides.
Yeah, they didn't have any of that. They were
turning everybody gay now.
Everything was probably
atrazine.
Atrazine, the frogs. The frogs turned gay.
So are people now.
I'm just kidding.
So what's going on with that?
Nothing against anyone of that. Whatever.
Well, if you are gay and if you turn gay, out of nowhere, maybe like test your water or something. Like where's your water coming from? Is there atrazine? You can test for atrazine.
Oh, you could.
Yeah, I have tests. I have water tests that test for atrazine.
Oh, that's insane. Atrazine.
You can get them on Amazon.
What kind of specific chemical is that, though?
I think it's a pesticide.
It is It is. Is it? Damn. If it is, man, what the hell? What's going on?
I think it's on our peppers.
Okay. It's on our peppers?
Oh, here, let's get into that real quick. Okay. You ever heard of Soylent Green?
Soylent Green, no. Is this what you wanted to talk to me about today?
No.
Okay,
no,
so keep that. No. That's next.
All right.
That's next.
All right, that'll be next.
That's next.
All right. No, that's what I was gonna. Yeah. So Soylent Green is the movie Soylent Green, that old movie.
Soylent Green. Okay, never heard of it.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. It's from 1973. Soylent Green. In a densely overpopulated, starving New York City, the future NYPD detective Robert Thorne investigates a murder of an executive at one of the rations manufacturers. So it's about this overpopulated future city that like they all line up in like a bread line to get these like rations, and they're all made by these companies. And there's like Soylent Red, Soylent Blue, and Soylent Green. Soylent Green was like the new one, and they're like they got the best new stuff, and everybody wants it, and everybody's just loving it and eating it, and everybody's right. And then this detective finds out that they're killing people and they're using their bodies to make Soylent Green.
Okay.
But if you look up
what that is,
fertilizer, they use this kind of process, turning human remains into compost. That's what they were doing in the movie, I guess. Okay, so they're growing. Okay,
this is a real thing. This is an
actual thing that they do.
Oh,
they use hogs, I believe, to make compost. They use their bodies, and they use this like machine in this process that literally turns the bodies into green sludge. And they use this substance primarily to grow peppers.
Fuck.
Green peppers.
Jeez.
Which I will be eating tonight.
It's funny. What did you say in that movie? They would line up, right? It was just like
a bread line,
like a prison, like they're in a prison. Hey, time to eat.
Yeah.
This was society.
Yeah, this is like
wow.
every
it's
normal.
It's coming,
every day.
Jesse.
I mean,
whoever's watching, no, it's coming. That
I'm gonna be
is
dead. I'll
coming.
be dead.
I hope so. But
I mean,
because
I'll be dead because I'm not
what's
gonna allow
what's
anybody to do anything
interesting
like that.
is biblically that is that's going to happen. That's one of the seals that gets released, which is like an economic collapse, and that basically like you work all day and for however much labor you did, you got just the amount to eat enough like that day.
Right.
This is the prophecy, right? So it's
Slave
like,
labor. Yeah.
but when John is writing this and he's seeing this in the visions, says he sees um a pair of balances, right?
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so what's the Department of Treasury
Yeah.
for like the United States, right? Like the
Is
emblem.
it DOJ or is it a treasure? Yeah.
Well, look, it's
Yeah.
the
Yep.
the pair of
Yep. Right.
it's balances.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I found that very interesting. It has to do with
Yeah. That's
economic.
creepy.
It's
That's
economic
creepy.
stuff. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
And I think we may see cyber attacks. This could they could wipe out your bank account. I'm sorry, they can't. It's just a digital number, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Stop playing around. Nothing's tangible. It's
Fake.
not. It's all
Yeah.
fake. There's no value to
Mm-hmm.
anything that is digital if you actually have something that, gold or, I mean, used to be cash when it was silver, right? Silver dollar.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it's gonna be
Yeah. I
wild.
mean,
It'll be a fun ride.
yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
a fun ride, dude.
It'll be a fun ride. And
It'll
you
be a
know what's
good
crazy
ride.
is everything points to that, like the end days
Mm-hmm.
and like catastrophes coming.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk to anybody that's alive, that's 90 to the oldest person is going to
Yeah.
tell you the same thing. The sky has always been falling, but
Yeah.
really the oldest person that you know is not that old,
Yeah.
and that's just all subjective and perspective. I
Right.
don't really, my grandfather's born in 1929. He's old to us. Yeah, he's old, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot has happened
Right.
since
Right.
he was born. But at the same time, it's really not that much time.
Yeah, and like for
It's
example,
really not.
like when credit cards came out, people were like, "Holy shit, the mark of the beast is here!" it's like
I mean,
it's like slow
close.
down, jumping to
Yeah.
conclusions. Understand
Yep.
this process does not
The
happen
long
like
game.
that. It
It's a long
is
game.
really it has to be done conditionally. Like
Yeah.
it has to.
Yeah.
People have to be conditioned to be desensitized. So like because
Right.
they're demoralized. They don't know what's true or not. They are just so used to what to say yes to or accept or whatever. And, you know, I mean, when it comes to like the future of things, I have no faith in humanity.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't, because I just think the generations are going to just get worse or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Technology
Yeah,
is
it's an
just going to get faster.
idiocracy.
I mean, if you think about like
Idiocracy, right?
AI, yeah, idiocracy, yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Like
They
AI
want that.
was not even a thought to like our family members in the 70s or 60s or 50s or 30s, like, and they thought they had their experiences of, oh shit, like the end times and stuff. Totally agree with you, by the way, but it's just like things are
Mm-hmm.
just getting weird.
It's
It's
spot
getting
on though.
close. We're getting like
It's getting close.
it's getting closer.
Cause
I
think
don't know how
about it.
far we have to
Okay.
go, but it's getting closer.
Yeah. Well, it's real close because think about it. Like the specific mark of the beast stuff is in the right hand and the forehead,
Mm-hmm.
and they got the quantum dot tattoo. They got the vaccine card and the
Oh, they got the
social.
Neuralink. I mean,
They
trials going on right now, bro.
you were real
First human
close.
trials. First human
We're
trials. Neuralink,
definitely
bro.
we're definitely I think
Golly.
within 50
50
years of
years.
that.
50 years, I'd
Within
say.
I'd say 20
You know what's
probably is
interesting
more
too is
accurate.
Israel's got these red heifers that are like being protected and like
Oh yeah,
on
you were telling me about
standby,
this.
and they're now accelerating the development of the third temple, and they want they're funding it, and it's actually getting funding, and the funding's going through, and you've got these red heifers that only have a certain lifespan that they can be, sacrificed to, and they want to get this temple up. This is Israel that we're talking about, and they want to be able to bring back the sacrificial system, and that's biblical. That's
Mm.
prophecy, and it's going to happen.
Mm.
This is amazing, and that's just one more step, like closer. Then there's gonna be some crazy weird ass fucking blood moon, or there'll be some weird shit lining up. That's oh wow, coincidence. There's an eclipse or something, but it lines up
There
on
is an
this
eclipse coming up.
day, and you're like,
Yeah,
that's wild because that's Passover. What the fuck? Like, there's weird stuff that I don't have the knowledge to like understand, but I can see, you know, things coming.
signs.
Yeah, signs.
Yeah,
Things are,
yeah,
it's weird. What kind of
yeah.
reality are we freaking living in, dude? It's a trip. It's a trip.
Yeah.
It's a trip. It's a wild trip,
Yeah,
man.
it is, and everybody always says like, "Oh, why even care about it?" Well, one, it's the most entertaining show that there's ever been. Okay, so the fact that you're like, I'd rather watch a Netflix series, which some of them are cool, or I'd rather watch like some fantasy like Stranger Things stuff. And no offense to anybody, I like watch shows every now and then. I just watched the new True Detective. It was pretty cool. I enjoy it. I like how it's a new age cinema. So
Yeah.
there's like it's very clear and in depth, and the dialogue usually sucks nowadays because everybody's so woke and weird. But anyways, the reality is so much more entertaining than the stories and the entertainment, the Hollywood stuff. It's reality is so much more entertaining,
Oh yeah.
especially when you find out everything's being hidden from you and there's a secret. And it's like, why is there a secret? Why care? Why even bother? Just live your life. Well, because you're in a fucking slave monetary system, you idiot.
Yeah.
You're a slave. Do you realize that you're a slave? How am I a slave? What are you talking about?
I'm
I
free.
pay
I
my
have free
taxes. I'm free.
choice.
No, you don't.
Freedom's not free,
Mm,
motherfucker.
yeah, you don't. I mean, you're not even free when you go out. You go out and try to make a log cabin in the middle of the wilderness. You're not allowed to do that. You're not free. Even when you do that, they'll come and take your shit, dude. And it
Oh
ain't
yeah.
easy to live that. It ain't easy to live that way. If we were really free, we'd have an actual free market, and there wouldn't. I mean, greed's always going to be there, right? Greed is the root of all evil. I mean, that's one big reason why it's such a shit show, and people hate capitalism. I get it. I understand it to an extent, for sure. And I think possibly was it Ronald Reagan that had something to do with decentralizing and deregulating a lot of
Gold standard or something.
the market. Yeah, not just that. That was in the 80s. Yeah, yeah. So it was Ronald Reagan, right? Um, no, but I think he had a large part in deregulating, and stuff needs to be more regulated. I don't agree with the government putting their hands on everything, but just like Mr. Beast said, he just posted something on Twitter and then deleted it right away. Did you see that? He was talking about, he's like, I'm all up for paying these politicians more, but they shouldn't have the power to control the markets like they do and do insider trading and have all this power and their families and friends. They shouldn't have this knowledge. They shouldn't have their hands on this knowledge. He's like, he said, I'm even for paying them more if they want that, but they shouldn't have this power. And he deleted that shit immediately. And when you find out who Mr. Beast's agent is, it's Nancy Pelosi's like nephew.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Yeah.
You better watch out. He better watch himself.
I mean,
he better
this
watch
stuff
out.
is just, it's a big monetary game. It's a big slave system. Yes, it is a free market. You can make your money bets on everything, but at the end of the day, the government and these people, these wicked people, they have their hands all up in your everyday life, your privacy, your pockets, your money, everything you can think of, they have their hands on. And if you think you're not a slave, you're out of your damn mind. You're crazy. You crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, what?
Yeah.
What do you pay? 50% taxes when you make over $1 million per year?
Oh man, that's nuts,
You
dude.
pay at least 50%
That's
taxes. I mean, at
nuts, man.
least. I mean, unless you're smart, and then see, this is where rich people get away with it. They're smart. Was it the 16th Amendment was the federal tax code that was designed to tax the 1%? It was designed to tax the wealthy so they could contribute, and while all the other people didn't have the opportunity, they did. And then what did the rich do? They created the IRS and they created the Federal
Yeah.
Reserve and they
Isn't that
switched it
something
around
else?
on everybody. They
Isn't that
switched it around
something
on
else,
everybody.
dude? Jeez. Oh yeah. What did you want
Oh
to
man,
ask me?
some
I'm
spirit,
eager. Yeah. Let's hear it.
dude. So I got the Bible right here. So just the other night, it's not. I mean, it's just super crazy to me and hit me. Really hit me that night. And I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa. So I'm like, I've never read the Bible before. I've read things here and there, but I'm like, what? I've always like, there's certain things that I've heard over and over, like certain quotes from Jesus and certain things you hear about Jesus. Like everybody knows he turned water into wine and was that this and that.
Yeah.
Like there's certain stories that everybody hear him walking on water. This the famous stuff. And I remember hearing that Jesus said that if you follow me, you will end up doing great miracles that I perform. You will end up performing miracles as well and greater than I. And I'm like, I remember hearing that, so I looked it up, and I think it was like John 12:14 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me let me look at it. Where is it at? Uh, but so
Bring
I'm
it
looking for it.
on.
I googled it, right? So I found it, and I'm like, let me get my Bible. Let me look for it. And I open up I open it up, right? And I'm like, wait, where's the and I see there's two ripped pages on the bottom of the book. And I'm like, that passage is in
What?
those. And then I find the pages tucked away, and I remembered my little boy ripped these pages out on accident.
No way.
And yeah, so then I read the whole passage of the
Huh.
pages that it ripped out, and that was the passage.
Oh, that's kind of trip.
It's a trip, dude, and I go on to I'm like, what, let me since that happened, that's kind of crazy because I was looking for this specifically, and he'd ripped these pages out years ago. Like
Oh
two,
shit.
3 years ago, probably 2 years ago, he ripped these pages out on accident. And
Good kid.
the yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
the the passage starts as Jesus promises to send the Holy Spirit, and I was talking with you about
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
a little bit that
Yeah.
day, and I read it, and it really just sent chills
That's kind of
down my
weird that you're
spine.
saying that because like I did send something to you. Like
Yeah,
I
you
don't
said
know.
something about the Holy Spirit. We were talking about the Holy
Yeah, I went
Spirit.
off something. I like. Yeah, I'm ready to fucking take on these motherfuckers now. It
Yeah, and
was something,
I
whatever.
read that passage and it hit me kind of hard. And it says at the end of the passage, it says, and I took it kind of just literally, but my son ripped the pages out, and it's what does it say at the end here? It says, what is it? It says something about like the son gives all glory to his father, and I'm like, oh, that's cute that my son ripped these pages out. So I just thought that was cute,
Oh shit, that's
kind
kind of
of,
cool. Yeah,
you know.
no, that's dope. That's
So,
dope,
and
man.
I know that doesn't mean that like he's talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
God,
yeah.
but still, I
That's
thought, took it literally.
yeah,
Hit me. I was like, oh, dude,
yeah.
it's
It
crazy.
does. It does. It's cool because there's sometimes everyone has different experiences. Like I'll never probably have something like that. Where
I'm sure
my
you
kid
will.
rips out these paper, but it's like
Oh,
that line, and it's like that
oh
passage
yeah,
and it meant something to you, and it's like everyone has
yeah,
their own thing, but it's
yeah,
awesome to hear the stories or whatever. And
yeah.
but it's cool because you'll always have your own experience because it's
Right.
and I've always thought that because I think like God will always talks to you through a language you understand that you
Mm,
only understand. I mean, it's what no one else can give you. And it's like there's these little certain confirmations where you're like, someone trying to tell me something, or like,
intuition
am I not
kind of
getting
deal.
it yet? Or
Yeah.
like, it's weird simulation.
I think you can totally block yourself from that whole experience, and I think I have, and I think most people do, just through negative stuff.
It's just life. It's
yeah,
the world. The world.
Yeah.
The world
Yeah.
will pull you away.
I feel like the worst. I feel like the worst pull, like as far as like just completely blocking my senses, is just being hungover as fuck. Just, just roaming around, like having the worst. I have the worst luck when I'm hungover. I have like the worst luck. I don't know what it is. I just try to stay away from shit when I'm hungover. I don't go out. I just like,
what's funny is
stay secluded.
Is like biblically, I think it's Paul's writing or something, and he's like talking about the end times, and he's like, be sober and watch, but be sober. He's like, because, which I get it. Like, if you're like hungover, you're not gonna worry about what the fuck's happening that day, or what's going on, in the world at that moment. You're just like, I'm good, dude. Hold on, I need to like throw up. But you need to be. It's like, hey, stay focused. And be clear. And have capacity.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna need it to see these things. Which these things will be revealed, but you won't spot it. It'll be revealed, but you won't fully like grasp it and go, oh shit, yeah, that's this. And is this.
What John couldn't understand about me is that I have trained myself many years of hanging over. And I have trained my brain to struggle. So it is the worst though, man. Digging like a trench in the hot sun. While you're hungover, and you have no choice but to just dig as much and as hard as you can, and you're bent over, and your head's throbbing, your fucking head is just pulsating.
Gosh. That hurts me right now.
You really want to pass out. You just want to pass out, but you can't. No. The best is just dumping cold water all over your head. Is really the best.
Cold plunge would be good. Nice little cold plunge would be nice.
Shock the shit out of your vascular system.
Oh yeah. All right, Jesse, man, I gotta actually get wrapped up here.
All right, brother.
Gonna get to bed. Getting older, getting tired.
Old bastard.
I just don't sleep in anymore. Yeah. But it's great.
Oh, I bet. Great. Yeah, you got a little baby girl. You ain't gonna be. You ain't gonna be sleeping for a minute.
She's so awesome because like she's just.
She wake up at
90% of the time of her life?
That's awesome. That is.
I'm just
awesome.
Like, are you serious?
She's a happy baby.
Yeah, little Gerber baby.
She wakes up at the crack of dawn every day, right?
She wakes up at 6, sometimes 5:30 in the morning.
Yes, every
morning.
It's
6 o'clock. Sometimes it like goes to 6:30. It's within that little hours, window, but.
Christian's sister's little boy, her sister's little boy used to wake up at 4 a.m. like for a long time.
Really?
And they would come over, and I'd be going to work. I'd be like, and the kid would be like running around in the kitchen at like 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. And I'm like, what in the hell are you doing in here, dude? And he's just like, wide awake. He's 2-3 years old, just running around.
That's crazy, bro.
Actually, he was younger than that. He wasn't even 2 yet.
Really?
Yeah, that little boy, I think he still does. And you know what he would do too? He'd just pass out. Anyways, you pass out, brother. Have a good night.
Yeah, man. Hey, love you. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we will catch you all later, and have a good night.